Let's say you have a job interview and it's really important to you to get this job. You must get this job. You must do well in that exam. When you say words like you should, you must, I need, then you're generating excess potential. Quazi here, and in this video, I want to share with you the ultimate cure to negativity. Why I want to share this video with you today is because recently I've come to the realization that a lot of us are going through a lot of negative thoughts, and it's just difficult to remain on your task and on your purpose if you're dealing with so much negativity, so much negative thoughts that you need to sort of deal with. I wouldn't say resist or get rid of, because whatever you resist persists. So deal with negativity. That is your most important task. Your another most important task is to stay pleasant. If you can just stay pleasant for the next 24 hours straight without feeling any sort of negativity, any sort of anger, any sort of hatred, any sort of sorrow, you'll find that your intellect will increase by 100%. The sharpness of your intellect will literally increase 100%. Science is starting to actually show this right now with research. So just look into that. I read that on an article earlier. But anyway, let's go into the idea of negativity and why it happens. So there are essentially two causes of negativity. There is the internal cause and the external cause. From reality transurfing, we know the concepts of pendulums, and we also know the concepts of excess potential. And if you don't know what these are, click here. I explain to you in detail. But to recap, the internal cause of negativity is when you're building up too much excess potential. Excess potential is built up when you attribute excess meaning or importance to anything. If there is a disproportionate amount of meaning that you attribute to anything in your life, you will build up excess potential. Once you build up excess potential, what happens is you generate balanced forces in nature that come to balance out this excess potential that you've raised in the field of the universe. So in this quantum model, the universe wishes to balance out every single inhomogeneity in the field that exists right now. One way to think about this is when I take up a pen up here instead of putting it on the ground or on the table. When the pen is up here as opposed to on the ground, it has potential energy. If you know from high school science, you probably recall that when the pen is up here, it has potential energy, and once you release it, the potential energy dissipates and is converted into kinetic energy. Just like that, once you attribute excess meaning to anything in your life, you are generating excess potential. And this excess potential is balanced out by the balanced forces that nature generates. Another way to think about this is if you stand on the edge of a very high cliff, you develop feelings of fear. If you're not afraid of heights, then you don't. But if you are afraid of heights like I am, you generate feelings of fear. And once you generate these feelings of fear, nature again generates these balanced forces, because fear itself is the excess potential. You are now attributing excess meaning to your life. And through doing that, you're generating fear, and then excess potential. And then balanced forces come in to balance this excess potential. So as you're standing on that ledge, nature can do one of two things. It can either throw you off and plunge you into your death, or it can basically bring you back into safer grounds. But rest assured, you won't be at that level of excess potential for too long. So either you get used to your fear, you get thrown off, or you get back into safer grounds. One of three things happens, but you don't stay at that level of fear for too long. Nature can wish to stumble you, and then, oops, you fell into your death. But it can also bring you back, and more often than not, it's going to bring you back into safer grounds. And that's how nature balances this excess potential. Now again, remember that excess potential is internal, so you are generating it by attributing disproportionate amount of meaning to anything in your life. If there is a goal that you want to manifest, then you probably are attributing excess meaning to it. Let's say you have a job interview and it's really important to you to get this job. You must get this job. You must do well in that exam. When you say words like you should, you must, I need, then you're generating excess potential because you're attributing disproportionate amounts of meaning to this very goal that you have. When you attribute this excess meaning, nature can either give you your good grade on that exam that you wanted to get a good grade on, or pass that job interview and get called back for an offer, or it cannot, whichever is easier for nature to do. So nature always takes the path of least resistance. With that in mind, also, you can personally calibrate your own levels of importance to reduce it down, and we'll talk about that in another video. But just understand that there is the inner importance of raising excess potential. You will know that you don't have a lot of importance that you've generated to this particular thing once you feel okay with its failure. So once you're completely okay with failing this task and just going on with your life, that means you've accessed a place of surrender. And once you're surrendered to this particular thing, then it doesn't matter whether or not it comes into your life. It's just like me raising my hand. I don't desire to raise it, and if I don't raise it, I'm gonna die. Oh no. I just simply raise it. That's pure intention. Once you get rid of desire, you can access pure intention. So that was your inner importance, your inner cause of generating negativity. That's how negativity comes from internal sources. Now let's talk about negativity generated by external sources. Negativity that is generated by external sources is negativity that is coming outside of you. So this is you feeling things, but it's coming from outside of you. And what that means is, in the reality transurfing paradigm, there is what is known as pendulums. And if you click here, you'll find a video about pendulums again. But what pendulums are basically something that's external to you, and they are collective structures that feed off like-minded thinking. So these are energetic structures that feed off collective thinking. So if you imagine a group of religious fanatics or political activists, they are all resonating at the same frequency, and their energies have been hijacked by pendulums. Now, it is more or less impossible to break free from the influence of pendulums, but you must be very mindful about which pendulum you give your energy to. So if you give your energy to destructive pendulums, then your life will be destructive. If you give your energy to constructive pendulums, then it'll serve you towards your goals. Even the transurfing and law of attraction paradigm is a pendulum. What you're learning right now in this video, watching my video, is a pendulum. I'm also a part of a pendulum. There is no way out of it unless you're enlightened, and then you truly go your own path. So that's basically it. That's what pendulums are. Now, how pendulums are causing you negativity and how they are acting as a source of negativity is by the very fact that whenever you are trying to choose your own path and you are following your heart's desires, you start to talk to other people about it. You tell other people about your goals. And what happens? They say, you can never do that. Only the rich, only the ones who've been born with that kind of talent can do that. You can never be a successful doctor or an engineer. Only those who've had the money to go to college can do that, or something of the sort, something to discourage you. Now, people say this because they are under the influence of the biggest pendulum that exists right now, which is the pendulum of societal conditioning. Societal conditioning is 99% good for you, but that 1% of the time it isn't good for you, it really, really hinders you. So think about this for a second. Societal conditioning basically teaches you, oh, it's okay to do this, it's not okay to do that. It's okay to smile at someone and be friendly, but not with a stranger. You shouldn't do that. That's weird. That's considered weird. It's okay to walk into a bank, but not to rob it. That's when societal conditioning is good for you. But not the time when they tell you not to talk to strangers. That 1% of the time. Societal conditioning also tells you you must work a 9-to-5 job, but do not start your own business. You will fail. 99% of businesses fail. And that's when societal conditioning really messes with you. That's the externals messing with you and your goals. So that's how negativity affects you from the external. Usually, the biggest cause of negativity is internal. When people tell you all this negative stuff, when you tell your close people about your goals, even though it's external, it makes you feel a way internally. It makes you discouraged. And that's because you, again, are attributing excess meaning to it. So usually it's a combination of the both, but internal is always greater because you're perceiving things internally. So excess potential is the most prominent source of negativity there is. So again, thank you for watching this video, and I hope this helped. And I hope you now understand what the causes of negativity are. There will be a part 2 on this video where I'll be showing you how to alleviate these negativities and how to deal with pendulums. If this video helped you, please share it with a friend so they may benefit as well. And also, I'm growing a massive Facebook group where I share all of these techniques. And when I was starting off with the law of attraction, I didn't have such a group to help me out. And I wasn't sure about the practices that I was doing and the techniques that I was practicing, if they're right, what I should do instead, and I had a lot of confusion. So if you have confusions about what you're doing and you just in general like to upgrade your practices, please join the group below. We'd be happy to have you there and interact with you on a personal level. Also, the Reality Mastery Program is officially closed, but we will be opening up soon. So if you're interested in the free consult that I'll be doing in the Reality Mastery Program, comment Reality Mastery below, and I will send you a message personally to offer you the free consult. Even though we're closed right now, I'll see if anything can be done, but I've recorded these videos in advance, so I'm not too sure. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Till next time, peace.